Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Leading Daily. I am your host, Quincy Jackson, and I hope that you're having a phenomenal day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And today I'm excited to give you some more awesome nuggets of wisdom, specifically tied to the subject of leadership. Leadership is that thing that we can never take for granted because without it, we can't get where we want to go. And without it, we can't bring those with us that also want to come along. So make sure that you're doing your best to develop yourself. And if you're watching this, that's one thing you want to do is you want to develop the leader that's within you so that you can go on to continue to live the life that you desire to live. Today I want to talk to you about taking risk. And you guys know I love to read. Just started journaling as you watched the previous video. And today I want to read to you from the Maxwell Daily Reader. John Maxwell is one of the foremost authorities on the subject of leadership, and he has always been a valid person that we can rely on when it comes to understanding how to be a better leader. And so I think that today's video is going to be something very special, especially if you pay attention and take action on the ideas that I'm going to share with you here in a moment. So I want you to listen to this for a moment. In life, there are no safe places or risk-free activities. Helen Keller, author, speaker, and advocate for disabled persons, asserted security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Everything in life brings risk. It's true that you risk failure if you try something bold because you might miss it. But you also risk failure if you stand still and do nothing or don't try anything new. G.K. Chesterton wrote, "I do not believe in faith or in a faith that falls on men however they act. But I do believe in a faith that falls on them unless they act. The less you venture out, the greater your risk of failure. Ironically, the more you risk failure and actually fail, the greater your chances of success." So are you willing to take a risk, even fail, to have a daring adventure? Man, so many stories come to my mind as I am reading this particular passage because I know I've taken some risk that didn't seem like risk at the time, just more so seemed like a commitment. And it turned out that the commitment made to myself, although a risk in hindsight, was actually one of the most adventurous things that I could have done for the person that I became after I went through that process of development. So as you are sitting here watching this video right now, I want you to think to yourself, how many risks have I been taking in my life and in my career lately? How many things can you pinpoint and say, okay, this was me stepping out of my comfort zone. This was me going the extra mile. This was me doing a little bit more than was expected of me. And if you can't say that about very many things, I'm going to challenge you in 5 different areas to reconsider taking some risk or to consider taking some risk. And the first area I want to challenge you is in your physical health, okay? If you're at a certain weight right now that is not acceptable to you and you know you could be doing better, I want you to ask yourself, what can I start doing and who can I start getting around to put myself in a position to take more positive risks with my health? Let me give you an example. Maybe you say you want to lose 20 pounds in the next 2 months. Maybe you want to lose 30 pounds in the next 2 months. Maybe you want to lose 50 pounds in the next 4 months. Who do you need to become and who do you need to get around that's going to help you in taking a risk of that nature? Now, risk don't have to be things that injure us. So I'm not telling you if you trying to go after the physical fitness side, I'm not telling you to injure yourself, okay? I'm just telling you or asking you to look in the mirror and say, what actions do I need to take that are going to put me in the position to possibly succeed at hitting that mark that I've set for myself, and it relates to the physical side of that which I want to do. Okay, now this is a risk that you're taking, because if you start it and you don't get it, then you just missed the mark. Okay, you didn't fail, you just missed the mark. But I can promise you, and almost guarantee without a fault, that if you start moving in that direction, you're gonna have momentum and you're gonna do something. You might not get to the 20 or the 30 or the 50 in the time frame that you set up for yourself to be successful, but you will move in the direction of that outcome that you desire. And that's really what progress is. So another area that you can look to take more risk in is in your mental or your confidence, okay, such as public speaking. So if you don't like to public speak, or you're afraid of public speaking, but you want to take a risk in developing your skill set in that area, you can join a club such as Toastmasters and actually put yourself in a position, once again, to have people, maybe nobody in that organization laughs at you, so I'll just go ahead and say that. But now if you want to do stand-up comedy, that might be a different path to take. So I'll switch gears for a moment. You might want to do stand-up comedy and go to a nightclub and perform in front of a group of strangers that don't know you, but they're expecting you to make them laugh. They might boo you off the stage, but that's the risk that you take by trying to develop your skill in that particular area of confidence as it relates to public speaking by doing stand-up comedy. Okay, and the other three areas that I like to look at are my spiritual health, my financial health, and my emotional health. I'll go into those three in a later video because I wanted to keep this one very short for you. But how are you taking risk in your life? So I'll read what Helen Keller says once again. Security is mostly a superstition. So a lot of people want to be secure and not venture out into other things. But as she says, it's mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. And so, as you consider the risk that you want to take moving forward in your life, make sure that you realize that it's going to be an adventure going forward. It's not going to be a straight path or straight line to whatever outcome you desire. And it's also not going to be all downhill, okay? It's not going to be all uphill. It's going to be a combination of all three. So now you might be saying, Quincy, how does this tie to my leadership? It ties completely to leadership, because once you actually lead yourself in that area or in that direction of that risk you're taking, now you just have put yourself in the position not only to share your story, but there are going to be people that are going to be impacted positively by the example that you're going to set. And I want you to be a phenomenal example for them. So go out, take a risk today, start taking risks today in areas in a positive way, so that you can make those improvements and continue to become the leader that you desire to be. This is Quincy Jackson. This is the Leading Daily Podcast. I'm excited to have you with me. Please remember to like the video, share the video, and subscribe for the next video so that we can always help you in your daily leadership journey. Thank you.